Gojira Prime with another video, and today I want to go over the toy reveals from Hasbro on their live stream that was done on the 14th of May. But first of all, as always, I do have a Facebook page, Gojira Prime, where I do post images of the figures in my collection, links to any videos I do, and anything else I find of interest. So if you do have the time, do please find the page, hit like, hit subscribe, and do feel free to comment on anything else I do post. So Hasbro went and unveiled a number of things today in regard to their cartoon collection, the Studio Series collection, the mainline Legacy collection as well. So we're going to go through those, and I'll share my thoughts on each figure and if it's something that I'll be adding to my collection. So first off, just visiting the Hasbro Facebook page here, one of the first figures they showed off was a character called Straxus. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with the character of Straxus, Straxus was a Decepticon from the G1 Marvel comics back in the day. Now, he was the leader of, or the ruler, I should say, of Cybertron, in the absence of Megatron and Shockwave, and he ruled from a fortress called Darkmount. Now, he had a particularly nasty habit of throwing his victims into molten pits and melting them down for scrap, so not exactly the nicest of guys in the world. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is the first time Straxus has ever actually had a mainline Transformers figure. The figure itself is a pretty heavy retool of Galvatron. You can tell that by the legs and the arms if you didn't watch the live stream. And the figure looks okay. It's not one that I myself am particularly interested in getting because Straxus doesn't fit with anything that goes in my collection. He does turn into a massive orbital or flying cannon, which is a bit different to say the least. But I can say, as someone who has read the comic books myself, he does look pretty spot on to that comic book look. In fact, you can see here in the box art how close they've gone to getting him to look like the character in the comics. Now, one interesting thing that Hasbro did show as well in this is if you have Shockwave, Grimlock, and Straxus, when you put the boxes side by side, the sides of the box have a piece of artwork that shows Grimlock actually fighting Straxus and Shockwave. So that's quite a nice little touch there, in my opinion. Now, the other thing that we got to see a lot of, I don't have it here, is the Studio Selects, I don't know why I'm using the term selects, was the Studio Series figures. They unveiled 4, and these were Transformers the movie Steeljaw, Autobot Springer, Bumblebee Skywarp, and War for Cybertron Decepticon Soldier. Now, the Skywarp figure is just a straight up repaint of the Starscream figure, so nothing we haven't seen before, just in Skywarp's traditional purple colors. So if you are looking to complete that trio, this is a figure you will be wanting to get. Springer, on the other hand, I think is going to be something of a source of contention, because Springer is a Voyager-sized figure, but at leader prices. So he's £55. Now, the reason that this is going to be an issue of contention with a lot of people, and rightly so, is that only a few years ago we had the Transformers Trilogy Springer, which was only £34, and it was a Voyager-sized figure that was also a triple changer. So, as much as I would like to add this Springer to my collection to replace the Transformers Universe Springer I have, I am not prepared to fork out £55 on it when only a few years ago you could get one for £35. So I think I will be waiting until this figure comes down in price considerably, which it's going to have to do, really. And then we get Steeljaw, one of Blaster's cassettes. Now he comes with these large golden dome things. These are actually things that you can attach to Blaster himself as well as to Steeljaw here as like hand weapons, speaker hand weapons for him. I probably will look to get this guy. For some reason, and I don't know why, I just haven't gotten any of the cassette tapes for Soundwave or Blaster, which is something I really need to sort out because I would like to get some of the cassettes. And then we have the Decepticon Trooper from War for Cybertron. So if you are looking to maybe do a bit of army building, this is the guy for you. He transforms into a Cybertonian car, and from what I understand, this is a very heavy retool of Barricade, who came out not too long ago. It's a nice enough figure, but again, it's not one that I'm looking to get. So out of these 4 figures, I would like to get the Springer, but it's just too expensive, quite frankly, for what it is. And I probably would like to get the Steeljaw figure as well. Now, one other figure in the Studio Series they did show off was Bumblebee. We are getting a Transformers Studio Series Bumblebee figure. It's an all-new mold. Now, you may be looking at this, and I know I did it first as well, and I had to go back and watch the video to listen to their explanation as to why the vehicle mode is so misproportioned. You may notice that the back wheels are bigger than the front wheels. It doesn't quite look like a Volkswagen Beetle like his previous toy. And there is a reason for that. Basically, they have tried to make him look like how he appeared more in the animation style, because if you've watched G1, you'll realize that he doesn't always quite look like a Volkswagen Beetle, and the original toy had much bigger wheels at the back than the front. So that's the reason why, basically. They tried to make him look more like the animated model and also the original toy from the 1980s. It is a very nice figure. It's priced at £25. I know £24.99, but I'm rounding it up to 25. So he does look quite nice, and I think this is one I will be adding to my collection. I'm going to hold off on pre-orders for now, but it's something I will be looking to get when it does come out in general release later on. So the other thing we've got here as well is we also have the Through the Bridge stuff as well. So these are basically figures that they are coming out soon, but they don't have ones to show us at this moment in time. So we're getting a core class Energon Galvatron. We kind of suspected that was coming for quite some time. Again, not a figure I'm interested in. I would have much preferred to have had a leader class version of this figure. I do have the original Energon Megatron figure from back in the early 2000s. I think it's a great figure and definitely one that deserves a modern reinterpretation, or a modern incarnation, I should say, but I would have rather have seen a leader class figure, not a core class figure. We're also getting a repaint of Boulder Crash, one of the Rock Lord figures. They haven't given that one a name yet. We're getting a deluxe class Quake, and we're also getting a deluxe class Slipstream from Cyberverse as well, which is going to be a retool of Windblade. Now, this next one is a bit weird. One other thing I've got to say is the images here, these are all box art images, so this is what will show up on the box art. There's Quake. There's Slipstream. We're also going to be getting a deluxe-sized Optimus Prime figure, which is going to be based heavily on his G1 figure. I don't know why they're doing this. I don't get it myself. I really don't. But the Slipstream figure, this is the box art for the figure. She looks really, really nice. I've been itching to get a Slipstream for ages, but the ones that came out years ago, both in mainline and in the Takara line, they got sold out really quickly and became really expensive really quickly as well. So unfortunately, I am going to have to pass on those ones. Now, one that we are getting as well for animated fans is we're getting a Transformers animated Motormaster, Voyager size figure, so it's a repaint and a retool of the Optimus Prime figure. Looks very, very nice, but again, this is one I'm going to pass on. I'm not really, although I have the Prowl figure, um, I'm not getting the animated figures themselves. I got Prowl because I think he was probably one of my favorites from that show. Then we're getting a Transformers Voyager class Metalhawk again. Now, I can't remember if they said this is a retool or a new figure, but we're getting him again. It says it's not a package refresh at the top here. So it says toy colors, not a package refresh. So I'm a little bit... I'll have to rewatch it to understand what that actually means. We're also getting a leader class Soundwave. It's the boombox version with 3 unnamed tapes. That is one I would like to get myself. And then we're finally getting a leader class Galvatron figure. Gone past that there. There he is there. Now this is one I am going to pass on. There's the Soundwave, by the way. The Galvatron one is one I'm going to pass on because I already have this mold as Megatron, so I can quite happily pass on this one. But that's it, basically. That's everything that was shown. So really, from the Studio Series, I would like to get the Springer, but I want it to come down in price. I would like to get the Steeljaw. I'm not getting the core Galvatron. The Boulder Crash repaint, not interested in that. Not interested in Quake. Do want Slipstream. Not interested in the Deluxe G1 Optimus Prime. Might get the Metalhawk depending on what we see of it. Not interested in Motormaster. Would like to get the Soundwave. Not interested in the Galvatron Armada figure, but I am interested in the Bumblebee figure. So there's 6 figures there that are on my possible to get list ultimately. But let me know in the comment section, what figures from this are you interested in? Which figures are you not interested in? Do please let me know in the comment section. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video, and have a nice day.